chapter 12, verse 10. It says, now you have this Paschal lamb. You're not allowed to leave anything from it over until the morning. You can't leave anything from it over till the morning. And whatever is left over till the morning, you have to burn in a fire. Rashi says, whatever's left over till the morning, why does it say until the morning a second time? Why does it say until the morning a second time? Litain boker al boker, to put a morning upon another morning. Shaboker mashma'o mishas hanetzachama, because morning normally denotes from sunrise. Uba kasuv v'haktim, and the Torah is telling us by saying sha'asur b'achila me'alot hashachar, that in this case you can't eat the Paschal lamb even from dawn of the next day. Rashi says this is the implication of the verse. But there's another midrash. We made she'eno nisraf b'yom tov. It's teaching us that the leftover meat cannot be burnt on the festival, elami macharas, the next day. B'kach t'drashenu, and this is how you expound it. V'anosar mimenu b'boker rishon ad boker sheni tamod v'tisrafenu. And you read it like this: whatever is left over on the first morning, leave over to the second morning. Meaning to say as follows. Let me explain. Let me summarize it. Normally, whatever is burnt left over. No, sir, is the prohibition of the expiration. There's an expiration date on the meat in the supermarket. So, according to law here, whatever is not eaten that night from the Paschal lamb has to be burnt. But Rashi is telling us that the Midrash says you don't burn it the morning after Pesach because it's still Yontif. So you have to wait until the 16th day in order to burn it, which is the first day of Chol Moed. Okay? Pretty straightforward. So this is how you have to eat the Paschal lamb. Matnechem chagurim. Your loins must be girded. What does that mean? Anybody know what your loins must be girded? It means wearing, yes, 8 times, let's hear.
If you're wearing like a robe that's mostly made out of like a square of fabric, you can kind of tie it around your legs to kind of protect your groin area.
Tighten your belt. Ready to go. Tighten your belt. It means to say if your belt's loose, you can't go. So you have to tighten your belt. Let me just read the pasuk. Then we see Jerry has a question. You have to eat the food, the Paschal food, with your shoe on. You have to have your stick in your hand. You have to eat it in haste. Pesachu Hashem. It's a Paschal lamb to God. Okay. Yes, Jerry.
Yes. Well, if the Torah says you eat it on the 14th night, it's already holiday, and the Torah says that you can't burn it on a holiday. So why doesn't the pasuk state you got to wait until the 15th day or whatever it is, 16th day, instead of saying burn it immediately after you perform your Passover ceremony?
So Jerry's asking a very, very strong question. Jerry's asking a question. What's up, Colby? Everything good?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Sit right there, my friend. What page are we on? Anybody want to tell Colby?
343.
343, Colby.
Okay.
So Jerry's asking the question. We just said that the verse is telling us from the fact that it says until the morning twice is to teach us that you can't burn it that morning, but you have to burn it on the 16th. So Jerry's basically asking, well, why didn't the verse just say that?
Yes.
Which is a good question. And the answer is that this is the way the rabbis work. They understand that the Talmud, that the Torah is written in code in order to teach us multiple things at the same time. If it just said it like that, then maybe it wasn't written in a code and we would only learn one thing. But the Torah has secrets upon secrets upon secrets, which we have to mine in order to understand all the secrets. Yes, Seth.
So Because we're not supposed to leave any of it until morning if we're supposed to consume it all.
Yeah,
Why are we even talking about if you've not eaten it, then you have to burn it, to consume it in that way? Isn't it that, wasn't it, didn't everybody have to get together and jointly barbecue, eat these so that it was like a communal thing? Why are we even talking about this if we're supposed to consume it all?
no, you're asking a very good question also. So it's asking, wait, why is there anything left over? Well, let's say, the answer is, let's say it wasn't all consumed. Then what do you do? What do you do? Has everybody always done exactly what they're supposed to do? So let's say, because if it wouldn't say this, people would say, okay, I was supposed to eat it, but I didn't eat it. I'll eat it for lunch.
So they have to leave it literally and not touch it after after the day changes over. That's it.
After dawn. They can't eat it and they can't burn it until the next day.
Also, you could appoint a family, in your city, which would be 30 miles away from Jerusalem, and then somebody got sick in their family and they didn't show up, and so there's leftovers because
An accident happened.
we relied on those people to complete it, right?
Things happen. Things happen. Things happen. What happened? Is Moshe here?
And is dead.
Oh, okay, no, he'll come in. I know that. Moshe! He's coming. All right. Okay, Rashi says you should eat it with your loins girded. Mizamunim laderach, ready to go on the road. You have to eat it ready to go on the road. Now, to me, this always is very powerful. He's saying when they sat down to eat the Paschal lamb, nothing had happened yet. The firstborn plague had not happened, but you have to eat it as though you're about to leave. Imagine the redemption. Eat it, be ready for the redemption. Your belt tied.
I had another explanation.
Yeah, let me hear.
To share that we had lived in Egypt for that time, and we were in the 49th stage of descent, beyond which it would be irredeemable. So once we did this, we had to get out of this, because if we had stayed 1 second longer,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have been redeemed, because the effect of living in Egypt for all those years had made us
Beautiful.
sink.
Beautiful. Can you tell Moshe that I'm so distracted that I don't see him, that you should ask him that please come in to relieve my anxiety? Thank you, Colby. Thank you.
Relieving the rabbi's anxiety is important.
Yeah. I have a special relationship with Colby and Moshe. They're very big inspiration to me.
High school students, right?
No, they're better. They're not just high school students. They're beyond. B'chipa zone, in haste. Rashi says, Lashon behela u'miyurut, an expression of haste and speed. Like, Vayi David nechbaz lalechet. And David was in a haste to go. Okay, you have to eat it quickly. You can't dawdle. As Jeff was saying, when redemption comes, the different, you have an opportunity. When you have an opportunity to do something, to be redeemed, you can't assume that you're going to have that opportunity again. And Jerry is the senior, the elder on the call. Jerry knows that if you have an opportunity in life, you can't assume that you're going to have this opportunity again.
You're not going to live.
Seize the day. Seize the day. Seize the day. Pesach hu Hashem. Now, why is it called the Pesach? This is one of my favorite Rashis. A korban koroi Pesach. The korban is called Pesach. Al Shem Hadilug Vapsicha, because of the skipping over and the leaping. Shekodesh Baruch Hu Yemedaleg Bate Israel. God was skipping over the houses of Israel. Mibein Bate Mitzrayim, from amongst the houses of Egypt. Mikofetz Mimitri Mitzri. He was jumping from Egyptian to Egyptian. Yisrael and Sa'in Nimwat. And the Israelites in the middle would escape any harm. V'atem asu kol avodosav l'shem shemayim. But you have to do all the service for the sake of heaven. Derech dilud ukfitza. So Pesach means to jump, because God was jumping over our homes, and the Hasidim say that God was jumping over for joy. And I just remind everybody of the vort that we said this afternoon when we studied the parasha. All right. What do you got there? Oh, you made a big one. Baruch Hashem. So we. So what page are we on, Colby?
342.
343. So we have the teaching that the Kedushas Levi, Reb Levi Yitzchak of Berditchev, Amen. And Kedushas Levi, Reb Levi Yitzchak of Berditchev says the following. He says, why does the Torah call it Chag HaMatzos, but we call it Pesach? So the answer is because from the perspective of the Torah, we're going to say, from Hashem's perspective, it's called Chag HaMatzos because that reflects the fact that we fulfill the mitzvah of Hashem to only eat matzah. And we went into the wilderness without anything other than matzah. But from the perspective of the Jewish people, we call it Pesach. This reflects the fact that God saved us and jumped over our homes and redeemed us. That's why we call it Pesach, and Hashem calls it Chag HaMatzos. That's what the Kedushas Levi, Reb Levi Yitzchak says. Okay, now up to chapter 12, verse 12. Bavarti be'eretz Mitzrayim, and I crossed over into the land of Egypt. Balayla hazeh, on this night. Vikesi kol b'chor be'eretz Mitzrayim, and I struck down every firstborn in the land of Egypt. May Adam va'behema, from man to animal. Mitzrayim eseh shvatim ani Hashem, and in all of the gods of Egypt I will become the judge. Okay, so I'll cross over into all the land of Egypt and I'll strike down every firstborn. Rashi says, "Va'avarti kemelach ha'over makom lakom," like a king who passes from one place to another. That's what Rashi's saying. That God was passing like a king. And berega achat kulan lokin. At one moment, God struck down all of them. He's going to. Yes, sir, Jerry.
Yeah, we need the English translation. I think that the screen has to be moved upward.
Okay, he needs, but that's Rabbi Yosef's department. I can't do that. Rabbi Yosef, are you on that? Yeah, okay, fine.
We're in verse 12.
Okay, he said he didn't have the English. Okay, call. What?
Right here, I will pass.
Okay, fine. If you did it, you did it.
Where's you?
Yeah. So he says, Kol b'chor be'eretz Mitzrayim. He's going to strike down every firstborn in the land of Egypt. Af b'chorot achirim ve'hein b'Mitzrayim. Even, okay, let's say, I'm going to ask you this question, Moshe. Let's say there was a firstborn just visiting the land of Egypt. Would he get killed by the plague of the firstborn?
Yeah, because he's still firstborn, I guess.
Is that your final answer?
Logic.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Well, no, because he's not implicated in the crime of enslaving the Israelites.
Why should he?
So what do you say, Colby? What's your answer?
You guys, question one more time?
It said, if you're a firstborn visiting Egypt, would you get killed in the plague of the firstborn?
No,
No.
Who says yes?
I said. yes.
What did Rashi just say? Rashi just says every firstborn in the land of Egypt, even other firstborns, not
Oh my God.
Egyptians, who were in Egypt were killed in the plague because it says exactly, Moshe. Very good.
Oh my God.
And how do we know even firstborns from Egypt who were in other places? So now the next question: let's say you're an Egyptian and you're on vacation to Thailand, right? Thailand, right? So no. If you're an Egyptian and you're on vacation to Thailand and it's the night of the Exodus, are you going to be struck down?
No.
What?
How would they know?
Yes, you would be.
Why should they?
How would they? Who's they? Who's they, Moshe? It's God. God would know, of course. How is God know? God knows everything, Moshe.
Why was it striking down the place?
So it says, to him who smote Egypt through their firstborn. So if you're a firstborn from Thailand in Egypt, you're done. If you're a firstborn from Egypt in Japan, you're done. So everybody's done. All the firstborn. May Adam ad behema, from human to animal. So meaning to say, let's say you're the firstborn dog. Do you get to live?
No.
You're done.
You're done.
Misha matzil ba'aveira mimenu matzila puraniot. We start from them. And also, all the gods of Egypt were also struck down. Rashi says, "Shall Eitzner Kevet, wooden idols rotted, and metal ones, Matechas Nimeses v'Nitechas Aretz, melted and went down to the ground. Everything was destroyed. Esesh Shvatim, I'll do judgment. Ani ba'atzmi v'lo yedei shliach. I'll do it myself, not through an agent." Yes, Jerry, please.
Yes, we know that not all the Jews decided to leave Egypt. For those Jews who remained in Egypt, did their firstborn sons die because they
No.
didn't prepare their Passover meal, etc., because they liked Egypt?
Those Jews died. Those Jews died in the plague of darkness. 80% of the Jews died in the plague of darkness. But any Jew who made it through, their firstborns did not die.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and now you have to take the blood and make the blood a sign on your houses. Vayadam lachem laot ala batim asher atem sham. Make the blood for you a sign on your houses that you are there. V'ra'isi as adam, and I will see the blood. Upasachti alechem, and I will skip over you, or jump over you, or pass over you. V'lo yabachem negef. There will not be a plague upon you to destroy. When I strike down in the land of Egypt. Okay, what does this mean? So you have to put the blood. Where are you supposed to put the blood? On your houses. And then God says, I will see the blood. Oh, so this, oh my gosh, Jeff, this is a sign from God of how right you were. Rashi says exactly what you said. Jeff, let me read what Rashi says. Jeff says it right here. Well, Rashi said, you have to put the blood for you on the houses. It will be a sign for you, but not for a sign for others. From here we see that they put the blood only on the inside. It was not visible to anyone standing outside the home. Rashi's quoting the Mechilta, like you said, Jeffrey. And I was questioning, and it was right here in the Rashi. Very good. What?
I feel vindicated.
You are vindicated, Jeff. So I had always thought that the blood was supposed to be visible from the outside, but the blood, according to Rashi, was visible from the inside.
For you.
Because it says for you. So that's a very good question. Where did they put the blood? Where did they put the blood on the doorpost? On the outside or on the inside?
Inside.
So what's the purpose of the blood? Is it to show the rest of the world or to show your own family?
So.
Show your family.
And yourself.
And yourself is very good. V'ra'isi es adam, and I will see the blood. Moshe asked the question, how are they going to know? This is what Rashi says. Hakol ga'lo lefanov. How's he going to see it? He knows everything. Ela amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu, nosein ani es einai l'r'ot she'atem asukim b'mitzvosai. I'm going to put my attention to see that you're doing my mitzvos. Uposeach ani alechem, and I'm going to jump over you. Meaning to say, God doesn't need to see the blood. God knows everything. So he's going to see that you're doing a mitzvah and he's going to jump over you. Yes. Yes.
I just ask about this. God knows everything, but God knows everyone is Jewish. But maybe it's like you put it on the inside of your house, so you're reminding yourself that you're Jewish. God already knows you're Jewish.
Exactly. So God is seeing, that's what Rashi's saying. He's saying the same question you're asking, but he comes in it from a different way. And he says the answer is, it's not for God to see the blood, it's for God to see that you're doing the mitzvahs and worthy of salvation. And to answer Jerry's question before, oh, Josh, take a chumash. No, to the left, go down, to the left, right there, stop, the red book, yeah. So it's to remind us that who are the ones who saved? Only the believers who put the blood up, Jerry. So if there would be somebody there who didn't put the blood up, then they were done. Yeah. Okay, Jerry, you had a question. Josh,
Yes.
why are you so far away? Come sit next to Moshe over here, please. Life is short. Seize the moment. Yes, yes, Jerry.
Yeah, as a child, I was told by the teacher that the blood was placed on the doorpost as a sign of rebellion against, to show the Egyptians, look, we've killed these animals that you consider as gods.
So can we contact your teacher now, Jerry?
No, I've heard that they was thumbing the
Don't
nose.
remember who it was.
Well, I heard the similar thing that we were thumbing the nose at the Egyptians, but why did we take a sheep? Ramban says we took the animal to demonstrate to the Egyptians that we're killing your gods, or we're not afraid to kill your gods. We're taunting them. But specifically about the blood, I didn't necessarily hear that, but I've learned many times that whenever anybody in our discussion says something, the fact that I didn't hear it just means usually that I wasn't educated enough in this area. So that's not what Rashi says here. Let's say that.
Okay,
Does that work for you, Jerry?
yeah.
What I'd like to know, Jerry, who was the teacher who taught you this?
Who knows his name?
No, but it's probably a very holy name, and I can imagine this teacher has like eternal life. They probably taught you this maybe 90 years ago or 88 years ago, and now you're repeating something that this person said in our shir tonight that gives us that, you brought this person to life. So if you remember his name, please share it with us, okay?
Okay, thank you.
And then it says, Ufasachti, I will skip over. You have the place, Josh?
Yes.
Josh, in China, in the Kaifeng, do they do the Seder?
I think so.
They have a Pesach Seder.
Yes. I think so. Will you have the plate?
Yeah,
The plate. Yes.
they do a Pesach Seder.
Yes.
Powerful.
Yep.
Jews all over the world.
You should do that one time.
What? A Seder?
Yeah, in China.
Oh no, Josh, that's too dangerous for us to go
Oh,
to China.
oh.
Because the CCP doesn't like the Kaifeng Jews, so they imprison them and they oppress them. They persecute them. So Pasachti, what does Rashi says? That means v'chamalti, I'll have mercy upon them. And so the word Pesach means to have mercy. Vani Omer, but Rashi says I disagree. And here is repeating what he said before. Kol Pesicha Rosham Diluk. So there's actually two explanations about what the word Pesach can mean. It could be have compassion, or it can mean to jump. That God jumped over the houses. By the way, the word Pesach can mean to jump or compassion, but do you know what the word Piseach means? It's spelled the exact same way as Pesach. Pesamaches, what?
Opening?
No, that's Patuach. But Pesach, right? It's pronounced Pesach, right? But I'm talking about the way it's spelled. Pesamaches. Piseach. Does anybody know what Piseach means?
Lame.
It means lame. So the word to jump and to be lame are exactly spelled exactly the same way. So I was thinking like this, that everything in life is just a perspective. It's the same thing. You could look at it and be as a jump, or you could look at it as a lame. Life is about perspective. Not everything, but a lot of things. What?
Must be hard to be with the penis things with. You have to use the same word. For jump is things.
Yeah, it's when you read the Torah, it's a little bit tricky here. Okay. Oh, we have to daven. Let's daven now. Okay.